What up, everybody? We're back again. This is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. Like, love, share, hit the notifications, turn on the sirens or whatever. But anyway, we're back for another glorious afternoon of shenanigans with our besties and things of that nature. From really this time from really all over the place, because here I am in Tennessee, Chuck's in Maryland, and Gino's in West Virginia, and Cafe 305. Oh, Billy Breedlove is down in Miami Beach. So
Jesus, this guy put my whole government name online. Jesus Christ, you gotta love this guy.
it's Billy Lyle. I'm just playing. Breedlove. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hopefully everybody's doing well. Tonight we're going to talk about several different things. I had seen a bunch of posts in the VIP. By the way, Chuck then went away from us when I just told him he was going to fire him up.
Seemed to freeze up.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing, bud?
Well, hopefully we'll get him back here in a moment. But anyway, tonight's episode, we're going to talk about several different things. Like, are you looking for the honey cast ones? Definitely, like I am looking for the honey cast that's coming through for Blue Note, because their Blue Note toasted is fantastic, which I have on my desk right here. And then, what other honey expressions might be out there? What other toasted expressions might be out there? Are they worth the bang in the buck, or should you just move over to a barrel proof or a barrel strength drink? So, having Mr. Chuck here today, hopefully he's gotten everything fixed with his technology. He can tell us all the stuff that has come about. And we can talk about those things that might be able to help us in our decisions, to educate our viewers or me or somebody.
Well, it looks like we have what, 4? Maybe, no, I don't even know. Maybe no viewers, but either way,
it's all good.
Looks like we have 3.
Viewers. We got 4.
Oh, good.
There's us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There it is.
Doesn't matter. We're a bunch of guys having fun talking to each other.
It's all beautiful.
So Green River has some honey cask out there. That's like a $23.99. Green River. I tried it last week.
Is it any good?
It's good. It's not the Bell Mead honey. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's anything the Nelson Brothers or Bell Mead honey out there, in my opinion. I don't know if there's anything that close.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think the only thing that would come close for me is King's Distillery. Their honey is fantastic.
Yeah, the Bell
Green
Mead,
River,
that's the standard.
I was hoping for a solid honey that's not overly sweet.
It's not. It's
perfect.
It's good, but I'm going to say the price point is right where it should be.
If they keep it there.
Yeah, $25. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that these non-controlled states like Tennessee, I mean, they molest the absolute bejesus out of you that has honey in it.
Oh, absolutely. Then, of course, you have, what is it? Short Barrel has a honey.
That is a good one too. That's a real good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Then there's the After Swarm.
Who makes the After Swarm?
Short Barrel.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then didn't you put that Blue Note was coming out with one as well?
They have the bourbon and the rye, which they usually come out with those two in August.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, they put out a new toasted. Could I have one? And this is my second bottle of that, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Are you referring to toasted or honey?
Well, I was referring to the honey. And I was asking if there's going to be one. I wonder if old Googler can tell me. You keep talking, I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember if Blue Note has a cheaper, less expensive, other than the bourbon and the rye that they usually come out with.
Yeah, I've got the bourbon one, and I'm still hanging on to it from last year because I have to travel to go find that.
The rye is much better than the bourbon, I think.
Okay. If I had the choice, you know me, I'll pick the rye.
Yeah, the bourbon's okay as far as honey goes, but I'm one of those people that's
enjoying it and
go crazy about. Yeah, I'm not real big on honey honey finishes and all that stuff?
They do have one, by the way.
Okay.
It's highly sought after, limited release, straight bourbon. It's aged at least 3 years, then finished in cask that was previously wildfire honey, bottled, unfiltered, at high proof. It offers balance of sweet wildflower honey, leather, and vanilla.
Excuse me.
And
Sounds like it's a good pour.
Its MSRP is $64.95.
Okay. Yeah, then as far as toasted goes, man, I'm drawing a blank as far as any new ones for toasted.
My wife did manage to get her hands on the Penelope toasted.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yesterday, yeah, I came back yesterday, so yeah, yeah. And no thanks to Chuck and Rob, my wife is now a fanatic of the Penelopes, like I am of the Michters. Those two run strong in this house.
I'm actually having a Penelope tonight. The barrel strength, I'm having a little bit of that right at the moment.
Cool.
Nice. And I actually like a lot. Only thing I don't like by them is I had the rosé this past week, and I'll be honest with you, that's just too floral for me.
It is, yeah.
It's so much upfront floral on it that it doesn't even taste like it's been aged because it's so floral, So that's just my opinion on it, but it is what it is.
I also hate the glass stopper in it. Instead of having wood or plastic for the stopper, it's a glass top. That's a pain in the ass.
I don't think I noticed that. I can tell you their Penelope Project X, though, is really good. The sherry cask, that's really good.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen many of those around.
Yes.
I haven't seen many of them either, but when I do see them, I buy them.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually saw Blanton's yesterday at Total Wines, and I was actually surprised that it was only $89.
Yeah, it's around here. It's local. It's at $99. I'm like, dude, you guys, you'll sell them to anybody apparently, but love of Christ, not being a state regulated. Regulated state. These, I hate to say it, but the Patels, they will get after you.
It's like the same thing with Billy. I'm paying $80 for a bottle of Blanton's here.
Keep in mind that Blanton's has gone up in price quite a bit, and $74.99, $78.99 is about where
I remember when it was $42 a bottle, and I used to buy it by the case.
I remember when it was in the 30s.
But then at that time, I'm sure it wasn't. So now it's almost everywhere, but people are still hound dogs for it.
Yeah.
So they don't have any reason to, and I don't know how much control they have over the pricing themselves, but whoever does, there's no reason to keep it at those prices. Why would you? When you can get 90, 100, 120, even still one of the local stores, they have Stags Junior for still almost $300.
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
It moves.
But I seen GTS the other day, and I just had an ask, and it was at a Patel shop, and they had it, and I asked him what were they listing it for, and he said $9.99, and I was like, oh my God,
no way.
I forget what I paid for mine when it showed up. It was one case. There, it was already about half gone when I got to my little shop here in Brewston, and
I'm talking about Stag Senior.
With me, I didn't care. No, this was junior. I'm not talking about senior.
Yeah.
No, this is junior.
A couple of weeks
ago,
I
paid a pretty penny for it. I just don't remember how much.
I just happened to be at Publix, and I walk over to the liquor store, and they was bringing it in, and I got Blanton's. I think with taxes, it was like 52 with taxes, and the Eagle Rare with taxes, I think was right at 70. So I was like, give me one of each.
So I was down at my local shop close by, also a Patel place today. And they had Buffalo Trace regular size bottle for $59, and I was like, oh my
No
god,
way.
wow,
No
dude,
way.
come on. That's straight up molestation right there.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
Listen, I know we're online, but that should be classified as grape.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For that,
You know,
for
speaking
Buffalo
of grape,
Trace,
I heard. I don't know if this is true. It was in the TikTok news, so it may not be true, or maybe I seen it on X. It was probably on X. My algorithm on X is all kinds of janky. Like I'll get. I mean, sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm seeing some political stuff, this, that, and whatever. You go to the next one, and it's like some midget having sex, and you're like, what is going on? How does this happen? I mean, I know how it happens because I have horrible friends, and we send each other these horrible memes all the time, or parts of stuff. But anyway, they said something about if men would drink and eat more, consume more grapes and drink more grape juice and stuff, they'll have stronger libido. And I was like, I like grape. You know,
hey, and listen, TikTok will drop you off anywhere. I mean, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
TikTok will literally drop you off anywhere.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My TikTok is still really G-rated right now, and I like it. I love it. It's I get on there.
Yeah,
It's just so
he's got the
positive.
little old ladies cornered, man.
Oh,
from
I
the
do. I
moment.
do. I have the entire
He's got a posse.
history. Yeah, like I definitely have a gaggle of old ladies that just love me. I don't know what it is about it. I have no idea. They do. They love me. They love what I cook.
Yep.
They love my good mornings. They all say good morning back to me. I mean, it is what it is. But I'd be surprised if there's a one under 65.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm.
Oh,
So
but
what's
it's like a harem of like 600 of them though. But they're like, I guarantee you, they
He's got
every
his own
morning.
flock.
Yeah.
Nice. So what's everybody drinking tonight?
Well, I was drinking Penelope Barrel Proof. I switched over to Blue Note Toasted. I will tell you, there's a huge difference between the two. Like the Barrel Proof, that's what I had first. Obviously it's a much higher proof on it, but going from that, having that really strong oak, vanilla, caramel naturals that you pick up, and then going to the toasted, I can really pick out the French oak in the Blue Note toasted. Okay. You can tell where they put it in. They put it in toasted French oak because it's not a marshmallow taste. It's actually a much more, I don't want to be cliche, but it has like almost like God, I hate to use the term burnt, but it has almost like a burnt French toast taste is what it has with it, is the upfront taste.
Do you find that the finish is drying on that?
I do. So it's not a long finish. I think that might be what you're asking. So it doesn't dissipate. Like it's not a full mouth finish. How about that? Like, right. Like when you have a barrel proof, oftentimes it'll start the tip, but where all the finishing happens in the back of the throat or back of the tongue, right? Where this one right here, by the time it gets to about the middle of the tongue, the taste is gone.
Okay.
Like it's just the aroma that you have at that point. And I think what they probably did was put more aroma into the finished product by doing it in the French rather than and trying to do something different, because not everybody does that, right? Put it in the French oaks that are toasted. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is get that upfront aroma.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I get a lot of times with French oak finished stuff, especially Penelope Architect. I get it drying, like almost where it dries the back of my mouth out.
I don't know if I get that, because I've also got to chew in right now, so it's hard for me to tell if I'm drying up any. But for me, it's just, my takeaway from it is it's not a long, like you don't feel the whole mouth feel of it. Like you don't get a whole, that's what I mean by drying up. It doesn't have a follow through. How about that?
I see. Yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Chuck? What you drinking on tonight?
Well, I have two things. I'm drinking pear cider. I don't know if I can get that in view or not.
There
we
you go.
It's starting to show
There it
up.
is. Yep.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind
It
of
came
sort
in
of.
for a second.
Pear cider and Jack Daniel's Tannered Hill.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know why that's not coming in.
There you go.
Almost.
141 proof.
Oh, damn.
141.0. Single barrel Tannered Hill, the newer Jack Daniel's release. It's pretty darn good.
Give us some
On
tasting
the-
notes on that one.
Right off the bat on the nose, I get brown sugar.
Was it the Coy Hill you said?
No, the Tannered Hill, the rye.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Dark cherry. Like a fruit cocktail syrup.
You talking about like the fruit cocktails that we had back when we were kids with the
Uh-huh.
like the really pink cherries in it?
Yeah, like in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do they call
Goals.
that? Fruit cocktail. Yeah.
Those things were awesome back when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
They tasted good.
Even like toasted nuts on this nose. Then as far as the palate. Banana nut bread.
Oh,
Banana. Oh, I like
Wow.
banana nut bread.
It's really thick. And it's creamy,
Somebody
like
just,
a banana pudding.
Yeah, if somebody just tuned into us, they're like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
creamy.
Really
nut.
creamy. Really
like
thick.
banana pudding.
Dark chocolate.
Oh, now they know what we're talking about. Just playing.
Dark chocolate.
Oh, man.
And it's got a little mint to it.
Like what kind of mint? Like a spearmint or like a basil mint or what do you mean?
Okay. The dark chocolate with the mint. I'm thinking peppermint patty.
Okay, so peppermint or spearmint or even a wintergreen could probably do that with the chocolate.
Yeah.
David would know. I'm not David. Sorry, Billy would know that more than I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. Very cool.
And then, of course, with the finish, it's got like a cherry.
Would you classify that pour as a springtime type of drink? Because like
No.
the things you're describing, it almost seemed like a springtime.
I'm here more
Open
sitting
is-
by a fire, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the viscosity and it's thick and it's got all of those different notes that I
Okay.
just pointed out.
Okay.
I think it's more of a fall drink.
Well, let me ask
Even
you-
though the proof point on this 141, it does not drink like it's 141.
now this is a rye, you said.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question about that because I'm just now been dabbling into the ryes a little bit, right? I feel like all ryes. This is just me just talking. Sorry, I got distracted by donkeys running by. They're chasing each other. But I got. But for some reason, every time I drink a rye, I think of. I just feel like it would be better served if it was cold outside and you're like maybe by a bonfire.
I get you.
Then
Yeah, I can
something
see that.
some
It's that spiciness that
Yeah.
over something
accompanies most
summer.
rye.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because ryes do have a spiciness to them like this one does.
But it all depends because, and maybe I'm just too much of a fanboy, but the Michtas rye doesn't drink like a rye either. It
No.
really doesn't.
No.
It does not.
If you
Really.
gave it to somebody who swore they were not a rye person, they probably wouldn't pick up on the fact
It's
of
a
it.
tamed down rye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be on purpose to make it like across the board where almost anybody could have it. Where some ryes have that sourdough bread kind of rye taste to it. So
Yeah.
but you say it doesn't drink like a rye, so that makes it very enticing.
I also get a little bit of tobacco, like a pipe tobacco on this, like a sweet tobacco.
And not that I'm against it in any way, shape, or form, but I don't think me and the wife have ever had any Jack Daniels in this house.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's something I might have to look into. Okay.
I just haven't seen those expressions out here, the Coy Hill or the Tannery Hill. It never
But
makes it here.
I've seen a lot of those expressions down here at ABC and the girl who's at my local shop. I just never had any interest, I guess, because I've never really tasted
Yeah.
them. And, like most people, Jack Daniels is the first thing you sneak out of your parents' cabinet and you learn to hate it because
that'd be a hell of a first show. What was the first drink you snuck out of your parents' cabinet?
yeah, there we go. We're ready for next week.
Vodka.
So,
Yep.
yeah,
Mine was Crown. I drank. My dad always loved Crown, and even to his
Jim Beam.
dying day, he thought Crown was the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, dude, that's horrible. Like, I just
Mhm.
like my mom was giving me some of his whiskeys, and she was like, "You want to take all his Crown?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I'm sure there's a bum someplace that will drink this, but I will not."
And I don't know how they did it back then, but so my first job was at Publix, and always behind the customer service desk, they had Dom Perignon and they had Jack Daniels. It was like the only two alcoholic beverages they carried aside from beer that was just in the case. And I can remember the manager like gave me one for my graduation. I remember us sitting in the line. You know how you at your high school graduation, you're all in the auditorium and you're lined up.
Mm-hmm.
We was passing that Jack up and down the road.
Mm.
But that's definitely something to consider. Gino, what you smoking on and what you drinking, brother?
This was an Olivia Master Blend number 3,
Okay.
or Oliva. I'm sorry, I keep calling it Olivia. Delicious. And I'm taking advantage of my porch here tonight. It's still in the 80s here. It's great.
You
By the
have
end
my
of the week,
weather.
it's supposed to be
Jeez.
back in the 50s. But what I'm drinking on tonight is one of my favorites. This is Smooth Amber's Cask Strength Founders Series Rye. This is one of my favorite ryes. This one is from back in 2023. I dug it out of the back of the shelf because I felt like something like that tonight. It's one of my favorite ryes. It does drink like a rye. Let me see. Let me give you some stats on it. It's aged 6 years. This was 2023. It is 123 proof. So it's right in that nice point that I like ryes at. And frankly, this is one of my favorite ryes. It's delicious. It has your baking spices, your normal spices you would find in it, but it's got a lot of vanilla in it. Some you pick up the oak very readily on it. But one of the things that I find unusual with it that I don't find in a lot of other ryes is I get like a blackberry type flavor right into the middle of the palate. And it lasts on into the finish. The finish is nice. It tapers very nice, beckoning kind of like for the next drink.
Blackberry would be definitely a fall drink too. So I can see
it is, but it was like I seen it on the shelf, and I'm like, yeah, it's time. So I'm gonna probably finish that one up here tonight or tomorrow night. But it is one of my favorites.
So real quick, I got a question when it comes to ryes again. Sorry, I'm boharging with all the things.
That's okay. But one little thing too with Smooth Amber, they're a West Virginia distillery. This is their own distillate.
Yeah.
All their other products that they put out, they get MGP. They bring it in. They do their own blending. They do their own aging and all their little fancy stuff with it. But this stuff here, the Founder Series, that's their own stuff. But go ahead. Back to the rye question.
I do have a question. So you were saying that you think it's a perfect blend at not blend, but perfect heat at 121. I think is what you said. And then if I remember correctly, what Chuck's drinking is a 141.
Yes.
And so
now,
I guess the question between the two of you guys that like rye a whole lot, is there too hot of a rye or too weak of a rye that has too much?
Well,
is the balance off is what I'm asking.
To me, I would be hesitant on Chuck's with 140 some odd proof, because I picked up Old Forester's single barrel rye barrel strength, and it was at 130 proof, and I had my doubts about that. I figured it would drink way hot. but actually it did not drink to its proof, and that's another bottle I had to hide because it was going to disappear fast.
My damn dog, I tell you what, he gets hot spots in the summertime because he's allergic to Tennessee, and he's taking all kind of. I'm like, do I need to dope you up?
But Chuck, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question was, can they run hotter?
Well, I mean, is there something that you would feel uncomfortable with, or maybe is there a perfect, like, do you find a perfect? I mean, I guess it could be bottle specific too. Like, I mean, because you know, some might be better higher proof, where some might be better lower proof. But do you ever go, you know what, I may be interested in this, but it's too low of proof to where I'm gonna get too much of those rye upfront notes? Or do you like the rye upfront notes, and instead you find that to be more appealing, that you can enjoy better at a lower proof? Does that make sense? Am I saying that right?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one because they're all different. And I was expecting with the Tanyard Hill, Tanyard Hill to basically be total fire. Kind of like the Coy Hill.
I was just getting ready to say like the Coy Hill.
Coy Hill, some of theirs go up way up there in proof, and they can be hot. Yeah, say for example, the Old Forester barrel proof bourbon. Some of those can be, the single barrels can get really hot, and they're running at like 128. It just depends.
That rye was 130.1.
But
is that the green label?
Yeah.
But some of the
it was delicious.
But some of the GTS, I mean, specifically the hazmat and stuff like that, are in the 150s. You know, but we're talking about something different. We're talking about bourbon, but
But for ryes, I don't know. Maybe it's something with the different distilleries, because now Elijah Craig's toasted rye is right there at 80 some odd proof. It's delicious. It's a very good rye, and it's toasted too, so you get the extra little caramel along with it. I mean, I like that, but like this smooth amber, I mean, it's not telling me it's 120 plus proof. It's telling me this is solid.
And I also think
that makes any sense.
I think a lot of what could also be a variant is, it's going to sound crazy, of how you was raised, meaning when you started drinking bourbons and ryes and things like that. Like, so my wife would be considered a late bloomer because she wasn't into it until we kind of got together. But I can tell you, she hates Uncle Nearest rye. She won't deal with it. Like, but the Mictors and the Elijah Craig, she'll beat you with a stick over it. And it's weird because I wouldn't necessarily call her a rye person, but she has her particular ryes that she is definitely into.
Did you try that? What is it? The 1886? No, it's the 1888. That's the lower proof one. The 1856 is the 100 proof.
The whatever one she had, she didn't like the taste. She didn't like the finish, and she's pretty well educated palate for what she likes to drink.
Nope.
Was it this one?
I get you.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
And
once you get finished with what you're drinking here momentarily, I do want to get back to Uncle Nearest because I'm curious of what's going on there, but we'll get back to that. We'll table that for a moment.
So let me tell you guys what happened to me. And well, first I'm drinking the Heaven Hill. This is like a easy go-to drinker.
Yep.
The week before I left for Virginia, University of Miami had hired me for a gig, and I had to roughly cook about 300 briskets. And it was
for the football team.
It was for the athletic department.
That's like,
but it was like football, basketball, soccer, tennis, everything they have. It was just the athletic department. But I managed to get all these briskets cooked. I nailed down my rub, and all my briskets came out. And not even like, for me, I thought this was one of my most bang up outputs of that high number of brisket. And my briskets now are starting to taste like chocolate when they're finished. Like it has this chocolate taste to it. So I started to take a brisket and start pairing it with what I'm drinking. Because of course, when I'm have all the smokers loaded up, I'll have a drink with me. So I didn't do any tastings with beer because beer is like all water. But I've come to find that my brisket is pairing very well with like an Eagle Rare, the Heaven Hill, the Michter stuff. But I mean, it's like it is a culinary experience. And I'm not a fancy eater. I can cook fancy, but I'm a home down home cook.
Meat and potatoes.
Right. So, but the one thing that it did not pair with very well at all was Blanton's. And I was terribly surprised by that.
Okay.
It almost was like the brisket overpowered the Blanton's.
Did you, when you did those 300 briskets, do you have your new smoker yet online, or is it still being made?
The 25th.
Damn, dude.
One of two of my smokers land here on the 25th. So the two 500s, the 120, and a cabinet smoker, they were fully packed. And I had to rotate the two 500s. Like one set was in, cooked it, started another set. I was basically up for 48 hours. And that 48 hours period, I think I probably slept like 6 hours somewhere in between. So it did not pair well with the Blantons at all. Like the Blantons just totally, the brisket beat up the Blantons. So I was like, huh. And now I'm starting to think what the other stuff I cook, like the beef short ribs or the beef cheeks or the chicken, the sausage, what can I start to pair those things with and see where it takes me? But I was really surprised at how the brisket came out and how it paired well with like the Heaven Hill. It was like it felt fancy tasting it together.
Okay.
See, that shocks me when you said that it had a chocolate taste to it, that the Blanton's didn't go well with it, because Blanton's is known for its strong vanilla and caramel upfront notes.
It's got a high rye content.
Is that the reason why you say
versus that's mash bill 2, it's Blanton's, and Eagle Rare is mash bill 1, which is a low rye content.
So it's the rye that pushes it out?
Could be.
All right, so I want to move over to, since we brought up Uncle Nearest, we kind of said their name. Chuck, what's going on there?
Good question. I don't know.
Well, and
that
I can only tell you from my inside sources. That's all I can tell you. But I'll let you go first.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it other than they were basically told to shut up and stop, blabbering online about things and saying that everything was going to be okay. Other than that, I don't know. It just seems like everything is quiet now about it.
It's not quiet. I pulled their prospectus.
I'm sure it's not.
And their balance sheet because I was looking to invest at one point with another group of private equity investors into it to buy it out, essentially. And that's where the whole, I don't know if you guys heard about it, the $20 million that was not documented. Well, that was just like, we'll call it just laying around the house, right? Yeah. So, which is a negative thing. And it came from that whole private equity fund trying to buy it out. But so right now, because they have an IPO and they are publicly traded, they are being investigated by the SEC. So I don't know what's going to come from it. Maybe nothing. But the last people as a business with an IPO and being a publicly traded business, the last people I want to be snooping around in my nonsense is FASPA or the SEC.
Yeah.
Neither one of them I want in my nonsense. Or the public
swirling the bowl.
What's that?
I think they're swirling the bowl right now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think they're fully in the bowl.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're just
if
waiting for the flush.
well, what I think is going to happen, if I had to predict, I do think they're going to get bought out by a private equity fund.
Oh,
It
yeah.
won't be the one I'm going to be involved in. Because I pulled myself from that because I'm dealing with another thing with Bardstown right now because they're facing a $20 million lawsuit too against them. So
Yeah.
and it's like what but it's more of a frivolous one. They're going to settle. When I say it's frivolous, it's really not frivolous, but it is kind of frivolous. Like it's the dollar amounts.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean by frivolous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of be like this. It'd be like, this is hypothetical. Say that I produce something and I put it under Billy's business and had Billy sell it, but Billy then decided to make it all himself. And I was kind of like cut out of it, but I was the person that done this. I may be still getting money from it, but like everything of my recipe and everything is gone because Billy's like, I could do this better. Yep. That's kind of what is going on. So it's not frivolous. It is there is a copyright infraction in it, but it's going to be settled out of court. It'll be settled. I mean, it's one of those kind of things. You're never going to get $20 million, but you're going to get something, Yeah.
Guys, check this out. Look how dark this is.
That is dark. No, which one is that?
Damn.
The Tanyard Hill.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like a mahogany color.
Imagine what your liver's
it is.
saying.
Imagine what?
What your liver's saying.
Oh, I bet it's screaming.
That's dark shit. What am I going to do with this?
I don't know, Chuck. Your liver might be a little high class. Your liver might
tuned.
No, it had a bad start in life.
That brings us to a very interesting component because I've always talked about alcoholics and stuff of that nature and what I consider an alcoholic. And I always give you the stereotypical cliche of it's those people that buy the plastic bottles in the liquor store. By the way,
what do you mean those people?
I mean those people. What do you mean by those people?
The one time the black guy doesn't get offended when you say you people.
I didn't say you people. I said those people. But I got to talking to one of my friends and stuff, and he was talking about he would drink so much every day. He's a recovering alcoholic and also a drug addict. And he would drink so much that he could not start his day without drinking.
Wow.
Oh my.
Can you imagine? I mean, I can't fathom that. Like, I love to have a few drinks, even if it's every day. Hold on a sec. Bourbon lover.
Yeah.
You're doing well, brother. How you doing, man?
Chad.
It is.
Yes, sir.
It is. He said cheers first.
Little old fashioned. Yes, sir.
But the thing is, I wasn't paying attention fast enough because I don't have my graduate assistant here, David, tonight. He's allegedly sick. But his paramour is with him this week, so it could be that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so where I was going with that is, have you guys ever gone, well, I might be drinking too much?
So I don't think I've ever said that because, and when I say this, I include all of us. We don't drink cheap shit.
No, I agree with you there. That would make this incredibly difficult to be an alcoholic.
Yeah,
drinking all the good stuff.
And
I don't have that budget.
In the way, we're all kind of aristocrats when it comes to what we drink. I'll slum it every once in a while and get a case of PBR.
I will not drink beer at all, unless it's Guinness. I'll drink Guinness every now and then. I've had one Guinness this year.
So
I go to microbrewery.
For us, and alcoholics have a tendency to let it interrupt their day, their career, their job, their home life, personal relationships. Whereas we get together to drink, we drink.
But I do like to have a drink, in the afternoons after a long day of teaching and stuff. I like to sit down and just have a drink and relax.
Even still, that's on the classier side of things.
Well,
It
yeah, I'm
really
not
is.
running around the house naked and
Yeah,
swinging my penis
exactly.
around and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had something big enough to swing around, I probably would. But that's beside the point. You know,
And even with myself, when I got the smokers fired up, I'm very selective about what I'm drinking, and I'm usually have a stick or two with me. And cigars can be anywhere from $6, $7 all the way up to $13. Me personally, the only thing I'm paying more than $13 for is an Adversario, a Padron.
Yeah.
I'm not into the Opus X's and all of those. So I think for us, we are
well,
kind of
that's what
stewards.
Rob takes is the Opus Axis. Is that what it's called? That what he
Yeah.
smokes?
Well, Rob has a lot of different stuff. Even like what
Yeah.
Gino had today, the Oliva. By the way, Oliva built a castle, Gino. So when you get your ass down here, the castle's like 10 minutes from my house. And
We're
they're
thinking-
so
We're thinking
Listen.
next year for the Jamaica trip. We're thinking about going the night before to Miami. I said,
listen.
I
You
know a
got-
guy.
That give you enough time to go to the Dirty Rabbit.
I know a
Yeah.
guy.
Know a guy.
And you'd be surprised what we're gonna write on the walls there when we get down
Yeah.
there.
It's
So
not
I-
written on the wall. It's written in the freaking guest book that I've never been to.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
will be true too.
But so with us, I wouldn't say we're alcoholics because it doesn't defeat any part of our lives. Hell, I'm doing tastings with brisket. I mean, what the hell is that all about?
No, I wasn't saying that. I wasn't trying to make the allegation towards
No,
us.
no,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like the volume that we're drinking and we're drinking it.
Yeah.
No,
I
You know?
always looked at it because like when I hear people say that like I couldn't start my day without drinking, I'm like, what the hell? Like
that's an alcoholic.
like I can't even like if I was let's just say I had a little bit too much drink. The last thing I want in the morning is alcohol.
Another
You know what I'm
drink.
saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want coffee.
And
I just want a lot of water and I want you to stay away from me. If that's what it is,
Exactly.
you know.
and
and
even
Tylenol.
with me,
But
when I'm
it's like,
out there-
okay, I was down in Jamaica the first part of this month. We were there for a week, and typically my day, I'm on vacation. In Jamaica, they have some delicious rums too. Matter of fact, they stocked in the room. My day would start. I would get up my normal time, brew my 2 pots of coffee with the little coffee pot that's in the room. That gets me by to about 6:30, and then they show up with my carafe of coffee and the danishes and all that stuff. Finish out my coffee at about 9 o'clock. Though we're going to breakfast, so that's when the alcohol starts. But I was on vacation.
No, I agree with
We
you.
would
My
start
mom,
Bloody Marys, and then switch off to frozen margaritas.
So my mom would always say to me when she would come down to the condo with me, and she would definitely when the boys were littler, and I'd get up early in the morning like I always do, get my workout done, and then I would I'd be sitting there and I have either eaten breakfast or whatever, and by 10 o'clock I'm pouring a drink, and she's like, "You're drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm on vacation." Yeah, she's
Bingo.
like, "But you're having bourbon." I'm like, "Guess what?
Well, see,
I'm gonna have a lot of them today."
what I don't allude to is I still did my workouts when I was on vacation. I get up, I start to brew, I go upstairs. The gym for this resort was on the top floor of the building we were in.
That's cool.
We had a swim up suite, so up the elevator, think right there. There's no one in the gym at that time. It's beautiful. I should have got some more shots from up there, and just that opaque kind of glow before the sun comes up. It's just beautiful from up there, and you're doing the thing on the treadmill and you're looking right out the window. It's all beautiful. But that was how the day would start. And actually this place had a beautiful rum bar, and tried many rums.
You were saying you'd had
what is
Trinidad.
it? Appleton Estates. I believe it's their 21 year. That was some good stuff. I was going to pick some of that up till I saw the price, and I left it. But
Appleton was
another one
high
that I
there?
tried was a recommendation from.
Hold on one second. So Appleton was high there?
Yeah,
Boy, it's a tourist trap.
it was a tourist trap. It was like almost $300, and I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
my
it's
God.
not a.
Wow.
It was delicious, but I'm not. No,
So just for reference,
one of-
so when it comes to Jamaica, where were you? Where was the resort?
okay. We were at Sandals Dun River, which is in Ocho
Okay.
Rios, right down from Dun Rivers Falls, all the good happy stuff. With my bum, leg, and hip, you guys may have seen this shots. You see me walking around with a cane. There's a reason for that. But no, it was delicious. The rums there were delicious. The one that I enjoyed the most was a recommendation from the BBC. And he's always, he gets on here. We talk about rums. He brags up the Trinity rums. He's got reason to brag. He was telling me about the one to try was Angostura. And he gave me 3 different varieties to try. One, he said, the top one, if you can find it, this is the best. It was their Grand Reserve. And that's the one I was able to try there. It was the 1787 Grand Reserve. Damn. That is a damn good rum. And I wish I could find a bottle to bring back, and I would have paid that $300 for it.
So here's the kicker. The next time you're back, if you can get one of the guys to take you St. Anne's, St. Mary's, Old Kingston.
Yes.
That same bottle, it was probably about $80, especially the Appletons. Because
I could probably ask the butler to pick one up.
Yeah, because it's almost it's almost like it's controlled.
But at the resort and at the duty free,
they make their own
$300
in those environments. But
I ran by Patel.
Yeah, right. But up in like Old
it was
Kingston,
good, but it wasn't that good.
Like that, it's like controlled. So any store you go into, and the most expensive Appletons you're gonna find is gonna be like $80, and that's like US.
They stocked the rooms with Appleton's 12.
Yeah, because Appleton's is
and I would go through a few of those a day.
Appleton's over there is like Coca-Cola here. It's everywhere.
Delicious.
Well, Coca-Cola is pretty popular there too. It's the most popular word in the world.
But it's one of those things where, like I said, it's a tourist trap.
I think the next big word is going to be AI, but that's just me.
Yeah. If you go down somewhere on South Beach and you go into the Carlisle, a bottle of VSOP is going to be like $450. But literally, if you went to Total Wines, it's barely $100 bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because they can charge those marks.
They can.
And they can get away with it.
People buy it.
And
Total Wine's not the cheapest either.
What's that?
But
Total Wine,
they're not. No.
No.
But the thing about it is, it's like that was a damn good rum. To me, somebody else, it might have been worth that to them. To me, it wasn't worth dropping $300. Now, if I could have found that Angostura 1787, I would have dropped that kind of money on that. It was that good.
But it's one of those things. And
it was very delicious rum, very molasses forward, not overly cloyingly sweet, like some of the rums are.
Yeah.
But this was very nice, very balanced, and damn, I wish I could get some more.
So real quick, can I ask you guys a non-bourbon, non-whiskey, non-alcohol question?
Let's get it.
All right, so maybe this is more suited for Chuck. Gino has dogs too. I have my dogs, and Huskies are they're manipulative assholes. All right. I think we could all maybe, even if you don't have a Husky or never had one, you could probably go with that. So I bought them some pink vests, and I thought dogs were supposed to be colorblind. I bought them on purpose. Right. No. So I bought them on purpose. And so when they do things wrong, I go put the pink vest on them, and I call it the vest of shame. And they have to live in the vest of shame until I decide that I'm done with them being upset at them. And they'll sit all the way across the side of the house, and they'll look at me, and they'll look at me like
they'll be all hunched up.
And kind of like side eyeing you and stuff. And I'm like, I'm like, dude, I just asked you not to do stupid stuff in my house, So I know it was a waste of money to go get pink vests, but I did it because I wanted to make it
working though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is totally. They hate the vest. They hate it. They try to run from me with the vest. And I'm like, you're getting the vest on, which is funny because their normal vests, they know it's different. And it's the same type of vest, except one is pink and one is camouflage. And I'm like, how do you not, if you can't see color, how do you not see these are the same?
Well,
Huskies are different.
There's got to be something they're picking up on.
I think Huskies
I
are.
guarantee, like, say, if you picked up the camouflage vest and say, this is the vest of shame, they're not going to fall for that because they've already differentiated between the two vests. There's got to be something, not necessarily say the pattern, you know, if they're seeing it in black and white without the color, you can see the different shades in the camouflage. But I'm wondering if you took the camouflage vest, hold it up, says, you don't behave, you got the vest of shame here.
I've already tried that, and so
it doesn't affect them.
Yeah, it doesn't. So like,
so they know you're bullshitting,
right? So Little Chief, for example, he likes when he's mad at me. Like if I do something that, like he's like, dude, I want to go chase that bird and you wouldn't let me, or I want to go tear apart, you know, whatever that's out in the yard or whatever it might be, and you didn't let me. I may, or here's my favorite: when my mom comes and stays at my house overnight. She doesn't want the dog sleeping with him, and it pisses off Little Chief. So he'll go while she's asleep and shit in front of the damn door that she has to her room.
Oh man!
And like give you one of these too,
like spite shit, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? You're 9 years old. Why would you do that? And he's like, I didn't do it. I'm like, you totally did it. I know who done it. I've watched you do it before. I've watched you do it after I've taken you outside. You like saved it, came inside and done it. And I'm like, why? But we were just outside.
Spite. You hit it right there. Yeah. Did it?
Like,
they can be assholes.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, I went out and bought them their vests, these pink vests. And I'm like, when they do something stupid, and I'll tell you what, they are perfect angels for like a day after you put the vest on them. Because I'll leave the vest on for like 6 hours. 6, 7, 8 hours. I've left it. The one day I was really pissed at them. They had them both on my entire work day, which was 10 hours.
Get them a pair of boots.
Oh,
I do have a pair of boots, but I don't need that type of interaction during the day while I'm trying to teach. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay if they're sitting across the room in my office looking pissed at me. I can take that. But if they're trying to get these damn boots off of them and they're doing this stuff, you know. I don't know if I can handle that. Yeah, I don't know if I can handle that.
Legs flying up in the air.
Put some tape on the bottom of their feet. That'd be fun too.
That's fun with cats.
Dude, Huskies are like having cats that are dogs.
They are.
I mean, their attitude is so freaking unreal.
It sounds just like our pug.
I don't know if there's any breed of dog I've
attitudes.
ever. I mean, they're just so like.
It's like my American bully. She is easy come, easy go, but she is 110% all day long.
Real quick, what are you drinking now, Chuck? Because that looked a lot lighter.
That's that cider.
Oh, this is the pear cider.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a whole lot lighter.
And she's 100 miles an hour.
I'm going to try this.
Yeah, I like Elmer tea, but I'm not as big a fan as like those, like, I don't want to use the term taters, but those people that are like looking for it. I've had several bottles and I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just like it's an okay bourbon.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find. And so everybody wants it.
Quick question. What is MSRP on that?
What's it supposed to be?
It's went up now. It went up again.
That's okay.
It's still, I thought it was
around $80.
Around 80?
Is it around 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought
it was $59.
Listen,
it was.
If you can find it here in South Florida, it's a $400 bottle. I kid you not. I've seen it once.
$229.
If you go to any of the Patel shops, I guarantee it's a $400 bottle.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's $229 where I can find it.
They have so down the road from me, they have CYPB, and they have that listed for $7.99. I'm like, really? I don't even think that's the best one. That's what I said too. And I'm like, and they go, well, what's your offer? I'm like, well, MSRP on it is this.
Yeah.
How about we start there and we try to find a working medium? And so he's like, he takes off $10. I'm like, see, that's not negotiation.
That's not even close. Yeah, that's not even close.
And so, and I don't even find that to be the best one. If I had my opinion, the best one is still today, and I've had them all of the Weller products. And this includes
12-year.
Oh yeah, I've had that. I have a bottle of 12.
No. I was trying to guess your favorite.
No. The Foolproof is my favorite. Yeah. Foolproof is.
I have not had that one yet.
That's a good one.
It's consistent. Almost every bottle you get is over or at 130 proof.
Yeah.
And it has it's has all that finished sweetness of a weeded, but it doesn't have the burn. You don't have the effects from it. You have the upscale quality of it. But probably the thing I like most about it, and I've had them all, and this includes William LaRue too. I'm not a big fan of that one either, but I would rather have the foolproof over any of them. And if I can get the foolproof, and here's the other thing: 12-year and then antique. It falls in that order. I like them in that order.
Yeah,
and then it would go single barrel after that. I like the single barrel, but I don't like the price point because it's so hard to find.
I just picked one of those up.
Well, it's really good, but
it's
you never get it. Well, I'm sorry. When I say we never get it, I'm talking about everybody other than Chuck never gets it at anywhere close to MSRP, right?
Okay.
And
some don't even see it.
And so, yeah, that's true. I do see it out in the wild. I can tell you, we can go on a field trip together and go buy it right now, but it's going to cost us about $600-700 for it.
No.
And I'm like, I'm not paying that. I'm just not doing that.
no.
But here's my thing though. People who do that kind of stuff with these bottles, they know two things. One, they know that's nowhere near retail. And two, they know somebody's gonna pay that asshole of a price.
Anymore
Now,
they won't, because prices are
think
coming. Things are coming down right now.
Yep.
secondary prices
I've
are
noticed that.
down right now. I agree
Yeah,
with
they
you.
are.
But
But
hold on a second. I don't think that's
Okay.
entirely true. I think a lot of it is because I've been trying to experiment on my own. As it's a well documented secret, I gave David 66 bottles from my stash, and then I've been drinking all the high dollar stuff I have, and I'm trying to whittle it away to nothing, and then starting all over. And what I found out that I did was, I found out the biggest thing I did was I would catch myself buying it for the prestige of it rather than having it. Though I have an open door policy, well, it's not really a flex. I would allow anyone to drink whatever they want to at my house, except for the Queen's bottle.
But it was kind of a flex because, hey, look what I bought. Here, you want to try it?
I don't look at it that way. I never did look at it in that perspective.
But that's how some people will look at that.
Absolutely.
I know, but for me, the way I looked at it was, I could get it, and it was more of a conversational piece. And now that I've tried almost everything, there's really nothing out there outside of Eagle Rare 17 that I'm gonna pay crazy money for. I'm just not going to do it. And if there is a perfect bottle, in my opinion, it is Eagle Rare 17. That's just my opinion. And anything over, I think it's 19, Chuck, is that right? That they went from 90 to 100 proof, or is it 17? I can't remember. It's one of those years. It's either 17 or 19. They went from 90 proof to 100 proof.
Oh yeah. I can't remember right off.
But anything over whatever year they went from 90 to 100 proof, which I believe is 19, those are the best bourbon. That is that's the nectar of the god, in my opinion. That is the best bourbon I've ever had in my life.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But what happens here? So you guys saying the secondary market is going down, which could totally be true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what market we are here, but stuff doesn't go down. It still moves at those stupid prices. There's just the people who are willing to pay that for it. And then there's people like me who's not,
So it's basically what's happening right now, I think, is you have those people like the retailers, the Patels, and all.
They're doing everything. They're already selling everything at secondary.
Yeah, and a secondary and above.
Yep.
And basically what's happening now is they're just waiting. Things are sitting on shelves longer.
Dude, I've seen the same bottles sitting at the store down, like he's talking about, sitting down the road from my house. I've seen them there for 4 months at least, sitting on the shelf.
But somebody eventually will buy them that doesn't have access to that type of secondary stuff, and they will buy it. But it's going to take a longer time now to sell that product.
Well, they always go down to supply demand, and what's going to happen is that they're going to start to see that they're holding on to this, that they've gotten privileged to get, and they're not moving the rest of the stuff as much. Right. So they're going to get less and less of it. And so they're going to have to compensate by bringing the price down to increase demand. And so will it happen overnight? No, it won't. It's kind of like our gas prices right now. Like there's no reason why we should be paying extremely high gas prices as we're the world's number one exporter of oil. It makes no sense in the world. And I honestly think if it was me and I was investigating this kind of stuff, it has nothing to do with presidential policies. It has nothing to do with the war in Iran. It has nothing to do with any of that. It is straight up greed right now.
Greed.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I agree.
And it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, wow, man, this is ridiculous. This is when
it is.
I've always defended the oil companies. And right now I'm sitting there going, you guys are just criminals.
Oh,
yeah.
Because and they keep going to the same thing where it's what's the global market? We set the global market.
My ass.
Yeah.
We are the global market.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, like for you guys, I have never seen even something as simple as Willet on the shelves here. So if a store here has a 101, whatever it is, this, that, antique, they can put whatever price they want on it because the people
because it's that rare for you guys. Yeah.
It's so rare. Like, I kid you not. So that bottle.
Purple top. There you go. That's
my guy had a couple of those. I wasn't paying the price for them.
So
that's going to be $900.
Yeah, that one's yours
here.
Gene, that's yours.
So for us, if that bottle was on the shelf, it would be like a $1,200 to $1,500 bottle, and somebody would buy it.
It's going to be $1,200 to $1,500 in the secondary right now. But if I go down to the Patels right now, it is. And I'm not bashing the Patels. I love the Patels. They're just business people. But I just sit here and I'm like, guys.
Well, here's the thing. They can do that and they can sell that. They can move that product. But moving that product with their distributors gets them access to more. And that's how they do that. If you're looking for something, where are you going to go? You're going to go to one of their stores. Because the chances are of you finding what you're actually looking for is going to be one of their stores.
Yeah, because here in Tennessee, to be honest with you, they own probably at least 80% of all the liquor stores.
Yeah, that's how it is here too.
I mean, there's like Vintage up in Mount Juliet. Market Street is another one in Lebanon. The Crossings is one that's owned by what I'm saying is non-Patels. That's what I'm identifying.
No.
I don't know if there's one. No, there is one. There is one in Columbia. It's owned by this really old man. He is so funny. You go in there, you can barely move. If you're a person that's if you're supposed to be a size 32 and you're a size 38, you ain't gonna be able to move around in there. He's got boxes all over the damn place. But,
nice.
And him and his daughter run that place. She is a doll. First of all, she's a doll, and she's super knowledgeable. She just either last year or maybe 2 years ago, she finished her degree, and she's just kind of hanging out like it's his business, and she's kind of like just running the business for him, like doing all the financials and stuff. And he's ready to retire, but he does not want to sell out to the Patels. And then there's another one up in Hendersonville, or maybe it's Gallatin, right off of Veterans Parkway, that's also not owned by Patel. These are all what they do. So most of them, when I say not owned by Patels, they'll take whatever MSRP is, and they're either 10 or 15% higher than MSRP. To me, that's fair. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's below Patel's price, isn't it?
Well, it's a shit ton less than Patel's price.
I know.
The Patels, except for Tarek, I know I've had a bitter relationship with him. For the most part, I will tell you this. He is really fair. The only thing I don't like about what he does is he has this $10,000 limit before you can get all of the BTACs and stuff like that. You have to buy $10,000 worth of stuff. And I'm like, I don't really buy that too much, like if I have the money for it today, you should sell it to me. But at the same time, maybe what he's trying to do is circumvent what his, I'm going to say family, but the rest of the family is doing around him, because he is a Patel as well. But I don't know. It's one of those things that like the other day, here's a perfect example. Caribou. Caribou is not an expensive bourbon. Would we all agree on there?
Yeah.
Agree.
you should be able to get that. Even if they went up in price a little bit, it's going to be well under $100. Would we agree with that?
Yeah, $59.
I know
paid
what
a
it's
little bit
supposed to
more
be, but
than-
I'm just saying it should be around, worst case scenario, it's going to be less than $100. We'd agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen it on the shelf at Tony's place, which that's not his name. He's a Patel, but at Tony's liquor store, right? For $3.99.
Jesus.
And I was like, so, and it was just sitting there. I'm like, so what do you got this up here for? And he goes,
I feel
scan it
good.
real quick. And he goes, $3.99. I'm like, he goes, what's your best offer? I go, can we start at MSRP? Can we just do that? We both look it up together. We'll take a community thing of it, and then I'll let you add 15%. That's what I said. And he was like, no, I can go 220. I'm like,
Holy
so you
balls.
just took off $100 and something dollars just because of no reason at all?
Yeah,
Like,
even
so
in 2020, you were looking at $100.
yeah, worst case scenario,
Well,
$100. I used to buy
for
that one by
me-
the case, by the way,
But
as well.
here for me, it's kind of, you don't see that often. And I did pay a premium for it. I paid $98 for mine. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't that good. It was good. It's very good. Nice Canadian whiskey. I've overpaid for it because I've never had it. So
And
Took
Chuck
the
is
plunge.
right, because the one bottle of it that I did have, I paid $60 for it.
yep. I got a fancy decanter over there with these antlers.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of like Old
Is
Elk.
what it is.
Old Elk is one of those ones that's like skyrocketing. But anyway, guys, we're over the hour right now.
I would like to find that topper for the Old Elk, but
I have the topper for it.
I can't
I do
find it
too.
here. But it's all good.
I think Jack Frost sent it to me. I'm almost 100% sure he sent it
Yeah.
to me.
Oh, hey, Jack, if you're watching, I understand, brother. You got my condolences.
I understand. I don't know anything's going on, so you maybe
He
tell
lost
me
his
that.
dog.
He lost his dog.
Oh, I didn't know that, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
It
know
hurts. Their family.
that. I don't.
It does.
Oh, it's totally family. I mean, I had the worst experience ever when Nico, my first husky Klikai, I was in New Orleans. He had eaten a mushroom out in the front yard, and there's only 2 times a year that mushrooms are deadly to anybody, and they're actually physically called or literally called the angel of death. That's their technical term in the state of Tennessee. But they are mushrooms that just will pop up, and you can't eat them during this time. He had eaten one, and he was in the hospital. It cost me right around $3,700 for emergency vet visits. I remember them calling me and telling me they haven't stabilized. I flew home from New Orleans. All right. I was in the military still at the same time. Flew home from New Orleans. Land. This was 2017 because I remember this because the Preds were in the Stanley Cup playoff. And I called them as soon as I landed. And they're like, hey, and I talked to his primary care, and they said he was fine. He checked on him. His primary care is awesome, doctor. But anyway, I called, checked on him. They said he was doing great. They sent me a picture of him. He seemed to be doing great. 1:30 in the morning, they call me, and they're like, he's crashed twice already, and we've done CPR, and we brought him back to life. And and I'm on the phone with this emergency vet, and he's like, how many more times you want me to do this? I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, dude? If this was your mom, how many more times would you do it? I'm on my way. And I get there, and he's still doing CPR on the dog, and obviously the dog passed. But I was like that kind of hurt because like, this is my family, you know.
Mm.
So
They are.
but anyway, guys, like, love, share, subscribe, be a part of this, and guys, everybody have a good time and be good to yourself.
Be good to yourselves, gentlemen.
Slanjava.